Hi, let's take a quick look at the core mechanic that the Etherground engine brings. The core mechanic I use to build the whole engine is the word swapping mechanic. What does the word swapping mechanic do? Well, to put it simply, the developer or story writer chooses one or more words and provide alternatives that the player will try to guess and change, and with each alternative can create a branching narrative or story. So what does this mean? Let's take a look. Here I am in the note editor. I have a sentence and I have everything set up for a note since we've seen those in the past videos. And I have a sentence that says you have been traveling on foot towards the city of Ainerville. So I want to make the word foot be changeable either to horse, carriage, or ship. That way I can create 3 alternative branches for all of these words. How do I do this? Well, I go to the interactive words and variants. I'm gonna click add a word and I'm gonna put foot. Then I'm gonna put, like everything that the engine has, an entity ID. So I'm gonna put travel method. And I'm gonna put the variant horse, carriage, and ship. Now, to make life easier, I'm gonna use the autofill story paths to populate all the alternative nodes that we're gonna create. So I click autofill story paths, and it creates all the story paths that I need for each word. So when the word foot is not edited to anything differently, it's gonna go to the default node. When the word foot is changed to horse, then it's gonna go to 3, and carriage to 4, and ship to 5, and so on. A quick note here, these words you have to write all the alternatives that you want, and also that comes with the caveat that the user needs to guess the word. This is the game mechanic that I've designed. So the reason being is that you can create very interesting branching paths using this method, and I'll show you how. Now, as we know, I'm just gonna add to library, create all the nodes, and we can see all the alternative branches when each word is changed. And in the flow diagram, I can see all the nodes and how do they travel depending on the word. So I'm gonna go to the flow diagram, or in the scene library, it's a bit better. I'm gonna go to foot, and when the player chooses foot to be foot or doesn't change it at all, he can put you begin to feel tired and need to camp for the night. And in fact, I can go one step further, add a word, night. Oh, and important, this word has to be marked high because this dictates the styling and editability of the word. Low words that are marked low can still be changed but won't change the branching narrative. Words that are high will change the branching narrative. So I'm gonna put time of day as the entity and add just 2 variants. For the day, afternoon. Just to explain how I design stories with this mechanic. I'm gonna autofill path and create those branches. Flow diagram, scene library. So here's the first choice when the foot word is foot. Now I'm gonna put when the foot is horse. Your horse begins to act hectically as 2 goblins jump and shoot arrows at you. See how it detected the word jump? I have provided an extensive dictionary of synonyms and words that will auto-detect when you type to make your life easier and give you ideas to brainstorm branches with. So I'm just gonna add to library, replace it. When player chooses carriage, the carriage driver stops and tells you, I am afraid I cannot continue further on this path. You are on your own. I'm gonna update the note. Flow diagram. Scene library. When player chooses ship. Now this is where it gets interesting because we can change the completely the thematic and the genre of the game in less than 2 or 3 branches. Suddenly, from a fantasy game, you could be in a sci-fi game, and it's like developing alternative universes or choices in the same game. So when it says ship, I'm gonna put the clanking and beeping of machinery and gears haunt your ears. At least you are near your destination. So now the game, if we follow this path, is going to be more of a sci-fi or steampunk kind of story. So add to library. Okay. Boom. Now let's test. I go to export, save to storage, play story. You have been traveling on foot towards the city of Ainerville. So, like I said, the words that are in gold or in high priority will look interactable, and you can type in them. So I'm gonna put horse. So when the word is around 75 to 85% filled, it will autocomplete. In the future, I'm gonna change this feature so that you choose how the autocomplete is gonna function, because this can change the game completely. So about 85% of the word, or 95, I don't remember quite what the number I used, but from 75 to 95% of the word, it shows you the autocomplete. And I hit continue. Your horse begins to act hectically as 2 goblins jump and shoot arrows at you. I could change this word to balls or bullets. I could change goblins and put a list that says orcs, elves, and that way it's like a Mad Libs kind of story mechanic. And for the end, I'm just gonna put ship and put continue. The clanking and beeping of machinery and gears haunt your ears. At least you are near your destination. This is the core mechanic I based the whole experience of the Aetherground lore that I am writing for this same engine. Now I'm gonna show you the advanced features that we have with branching and word swapping, entity swapping. So what if I wanna make a choice that involves one or two or more alternatives than just one single word? Well, I will go down here. I still need to create a word for every word that I want to change. So I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna put city. I'm gonna leave it at high so it affects my branching. Entity. Town type. And no variants because we're gonna use it in another feature. I just wanted to have it here so that the program reads it. I'm gonna update node, and we're gonna go to combined path conditions. What combined path conditions is for a single node that you want to detect that more than one word has changed and the combination of more than one word matches specific ones, then you change the story. So I'm gonna add a combine path. I'm gonna put foot must be horse, and city must be, oh, I have to add the, I forgot about that, I have to add the variants. So I thought I didn't, but so I'm gonna put gate, gate, stronghold, and castle. So here I'm gonna update the node, important, and then I'm gonna go to combine path, add combine path. I'm gonna choose foot, horse, I'm gonna put city, castle, and I'm gonna put a high number node so it doesn't affect the ones that I have. This is just for troubleshooting. I'm just gonna add a number that's not near to the other ones, and yeah. So I'm just gonna hit update node and go to the scene library, and here I have the route that goes to node number 8 when foot equals horse and city equals castle. So this way I can manipulate my story in a very modular and dynamic way with this creative mechanic, which is new to the genre of interactive fiction. Now I'm gonna put your trusty steed slows down as you approach a cobblestone path that leads to the castle. The castle of Aonor. I don't know. Castle of Aonor looks menacing at a distance, something like that, just to fill. And I'm gonna add to library. Node 8 already exists, replace it. Okay, and let's test it out. It should in theory work. I'm gonna restart my story. So I'm gonna change foot to horse, city to castle, and hit continue. And then by magic it goes to the newer path. So what I'm looking to gain from this unique mechanic sorry, is to give interactive fiction writers tools or new mediums or mechanics, like genre mechanics they can use in terms of gameplay. This is the first one I designed. I'm looking for newer alternatives to typical choice-based paths. One thing I can say is that the engine for now does not support parsing or word for word command tools, but I will add it in probably in December. So I hope this mechanic inspires you to create better and more awesome stories. I know it has helped me visualize lore building in a different way. This concludes the basic part of the engine. The rest of the things that can be seen in this engine are a little bit more advanced, but still easy to follow. Even if they're advanced, it's easy to get your hands on. So I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one.